Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD. I am just going live to do some painting. Figure I can do that while dying from the plague, and figure all of you would like to make fun of me while I do so. Just a couple of things to point out. I am working on a project for a friend of mine, so I'm going to be mostly doing Clan Wolf Beta Galaxy, but I've also got some work to do on some Wolf Dragoons. But basically, it'll kind of be a composite of everything all at once. Pretty much where my inspiration takes me. But what I've got on the table at the moment, I actually have some aerospace fighters that were 3D printed by a friend of mine. Now, I will be honest, I don't know which these are. Overall, they look really good. I'm, pretty happy with these. And hope that they work out well. Regardless, I'm gonna have some fun painting them. But if I don't paint this Beta Galaxy stuff, I'm gonna get maybe not yelled at, but at least like whined at a lot. And that's my fault. I totally admit it. But regardless, we will have some fun and see where we go. All right, so a little bit of a mess, as you can see, such as is most anything with my ADHD, but a lot of these aren't painted yet, so I'm not too worried about it. But, all right, so let's sort these out. So I've got, like I said, a little bit of a combination of things going on here. Some of this is going to be Clan Wolf Beta. I've got a couple that are going to end up as special characters. So I am going to paint according to their paint schemes. Basically, anything that is not officially a clan mech is going to be Wolf Dragoons. And so I've got an interesting mix there because it's a few Inner Sphere figures mixed with what I'm calling Star League figures, because the book that they came out in was 2750, and so basically my friend ended up with like 6 Inner Sphere figures. It was these 4 from the Wolf Dragoons box. Sorry, I should put those. So those 4 from the Wolf Dragoons box. These 2 from the Legendary Mech Warriors set. And so since there were 6, I told him to get the Comstar Command Level 2, which includes Black Knight, King Crab, Highlander, Assassin, I think, Mercury, and Sentinel. I believe those are the ones that it comes with. So that will round it out. That'll take it to 12, and so he'll have an entire company of Inner Sphere mechs that he can run, which he won't. But he already had some of the Inner Sphere mechs anyways. So it was a nice way to balance it out and have some fun with it. So But that is what I have on the table. These are all going to be the Beta Galaxy brown and gray. This is Natasha Kerensky's Direwolf, so this is going to get her black and red, or a black and red paint scheme. They don't have an official one that I have seen for her Direwolf. And then this is a Gargoyle and is going to be Ulrich Kerensky's paint scheme. Yes, I could do it in Beta Galaxy, but occasionally when it's a good friend of yours, you make an executive decision and you tell them to deal with it. Sometimes I get away with it, but anyways, on that note, I do need to do a little bit of cleanup because they have been sitting around for quite a bit of time. What I like to do for cleanup, I just have this big, super giant brush. I don't even know it's a 3/4 inch brush. And I just use that quick dust to get the dust off of it. Now, these are going to get my dark gray treatment for the black surfaces because even though they are Wolf's Dragoons and Wolf's Dragoons has like red paint schemes, things like that, my friend did want the Black Widow company. Which I think is kind of funny that the Dragoons kept the Black Widow company even after the Black Widow went back. But that's a different story. The Annihilator, not quite sure what I was doing. I was just trying to like break up some of the balance, but I might go back and just rebalance some of those red panels. I also have to figure out what red I was using. I was provided proof today that apparently it's been about a year since I started working on these models. And luckily my friend is patient. As is confirmed by my wife in the background. Anyhow, so that is what I've got going on there. All right, so gets those cleaned up. I'm not quite sure how well canned air would work for this, but who knows? Definitely have some touch up to do. But yes, super, super exciting. These actually might be farther along than I was expecting. Or I could probably just get away with doing the red lining and then applying decals. I have some of the Fighting Piranha decals for Clan Wolf. Now that I think about it, I should probably order some Wolf Dragoons. I think I will do that and then get them back later to finish it off. Valkyrie 2C. Piranha. It is 4 o'clock, everyone. actually, now that that's happened, I probably should take my pills since I haven't done so for a few days. Could you please?
I knew that was coming.
Oh, my wife is awesome and for tolerating me. And sometimes I wonder if she truly appreciates how much I mean it. So.
Do you need fluids?
No. All right. So, because it's an easy step, and just to kind of get them out of the way and let them dry, I am going to do my base coating with dark gray on the Wolf Dragoons figures. So let's slide those over a little bit. I have to admit, the one major mistake that I made is I should have based all of these figures before I got started, because my friend actually likes them based. I normally just paint the bases black, but we're already where we're at. So let's thin this out a little bit. No, I do not use a wet palette. This is not professional painting. All right. My handle. All right, let's start with this. All right, now this one, I'm actually really excited about painting. I don't know why, but just the sheer mass of this figure is awesome.
You like big butts weekend.
I've never really done a live stream with a peanut gallery before.
I doubt anybody heard me.
She does not realize how good of a microphone I actually have. But I actually have to agree with the peanut gallery and say that I like big bots, and I cannot lie. So, with the Black Widow Company colors being black and red, yes, I know that I am not really painting this guy black, but because I am feeling like a broken record, dark gray still lets you see a lot of those details. And then when I hit it with a wash, I think it'll darken it up just enough. Sometimes I wonder if I have not enough light or too much light. Hey, Steven. Welcome. Thanks for the watch time. And Kevin, what do you mean? Why am I mad? And thank you. I appreciate you complimenting my painting. It is mediocre at best, but I still appreciate it. I will see how much we can get done on this. Ugh. Something just doesn't look right. Or my eyes are getting old. Or some of each. I love keeping plenty of just junk brushes that I do not mind burning through. Like, I don't need detail. I don't need it to look nice. I just need to be able to get and slop paint and, you know, get it done quick. Especially when I'm painting dark gray on not quite as dark gray. I just need to at least make sure that I got it there. My wife is now flooding the house. All right. And that is base coats for the Dragoons. Okay.
Gosh, these are fighting my motivation. You know what? I'm gonna stall a little bit more. Partly because I want to get some in progress on this one. So, as I said, one of the mechs, the gargoyle, is going to be Ulrich Kerensky's. Not Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
That's what I was thinking.
Much to my wife's chagrin. But let's see here. So this is the Legends book. And here we have Ulrich Kerensky and his gargoyle. So I've already done this once because I had to do one for me. But I am going to do it again for my friend for his collection. And I'm going to see if I can do it a little bit better. It's lots of grays on gray. It's not too hard. The orange is, you know, sort of a rust color. So I mean, it's not, we're not dealing with a whole lot of colors that aren't easy to work with. I'm just going to see if I can do it a little bit better in the long run, but I'm just going to start working on it kind of, you know, piece by piece. So, but let's, I mean, first thing we got to do is put that base layer on, which I'm going to use this blue-gray pale from Vallejo, which has an interesting look to it. I've used it quite a bit. I think I might have thinned that out a little too much. We will see. Nah, that's fine. Anyhow, I realize that this is all super exciting. All right, so that's base layer on the gargoyle. And we're going to set that off to the side. All right. So I need to do another small bit of research. All right, so if you are not familiar with camo specs online, you absolutely should be. It is basically where I get a lot of my inspiration for when I do paint jobs. Because as you can see, they've just got all the factions. There we go. So if you need something, they probably have it. And even then they might not, but at least they'll try to give you a description. So like, let's like the fiefdom of Randus. Really? I've never even heard of it. The Brotherhood of Randus. So the insignia, field manual, periphery, and here's a couple of paint schemes. So they at least give you ideas on what you can go with. Anyways, reason I am here is for Clan Wolf Beta Galaxy, because they use a red trim, and I needed some inspiration on where to put it. Because they're all different. And man, some of these old figures, like this old, this is the old gargoyle. Well, this is the gargoyle resculpt, but still. Oh, these new models are so much better. Why are these arms so oversized? I don't get it. But they look mean. Racks in between medium lasers. That is going to hurt. And these like gangly arms. I should have had my friend bring his... See, I thought there was a red trim. I must have gotten it off of somebody else. Well, too late now. Let's go back, and I am just gonna wing it. All right, so the red I like to use is this one. It's Reaper 09402 Heraldric Red. It's not too bright, but it's not that dark either. So I really like it. If you need a red, this is the one I recommend. Just for like rednesses. All right. And just to show you, see, even out of focus. Just a nice, just solid red. Okay. Let's start with the Hellbringer. And refocus. All right. Now, for lack of a better way to call it, my professional tip, again, I am not a professional. Sometimes a bigger brush can give you a bit more control for some detail work. It's not always perfect. You got to go slow. You got to be careful, but it can be done. So just put a tiny bit of paint. In this case, I'm just going to go right down the middle of the front piece here on the arm. And you just got to go slow. A very light touch. Luckily, my friend does not expect perfection from these. Anyways, nothing big, but it does just give a little bit of detail, a little bit of contrast. If anyone ever wants to tell you that they can't train a chicken, they're probably right. But dang if the chickens can't train my wife. All right, not a ton, but I think that'll work for that guy. All right, this I'm going to do a little different. Instead of going around the barrel, I'm going to go along the barrel. So I don't know if the blood stripes are necessary. That's what I'm calling them now. The blood stripes are necessary, but it's just something to break up the profile, which may not make a lot of tactical sense, but I'm not so worried about that as, you know, just something to make it look good. It's kind of funny because it's got we've got some of the 2C mechs, and my friend was adamant that he didn't buy those because why would anyone ever get a 2C version? You know, those are just inner sphere mechs. But then I reminded him that he didn't really look at what he was buying. He just said, "Oh, is the box marked clan? Okay, then buy it." And so he did get all the 2C mechs, which I think are still fun. Like this is a nice little Phoenix Hawk variant. I'm a little jealous, and I actually think I might get this box for myself because they've got the 2Cs were some fun designs. Then combine it with the Ill Clan redesigns, and you've got some fun stuff in there. So anyhow, so to any new viewers, welcome. Realize it's super exciting around here, but figure if I'm going to be at my desk and painting, might as well stream and see if anyone wants to hang out and talk and just whatever. Let's see. All right. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I am blood striping Clan Wolf Beta Galaxy. I don't know if that's necessarily the term, but it's what I'm calling it. All right. Let's see if we can come up with something a little more fun for blood striping on the Piranha. All right. So first, not because I think it needs it, I just think it's a little funny. And I thought of this because of Phelan Kell, which I have to do as well. Phelan Kell is known for putting reflective metal on the teeth of his wolfhound so that in mag scans of his mech named Grinner, it looks like there's a grinning dog looking back at you. So for this, not sure if you'll be able to see, but you can kind of see like the teeth around the cockpit. So I'm going to start by blood striping or by painting the teeth red. Because I think it's funny. Because it's a piranha. Yes. I'm a dad. I make dad jokes. And I find dad things really, really funny. I do not use the magnifier all that often because I find it uncomfortable. And it messes with the focus of my eyes. So maybe that doesn't work so well, but I think it's okay. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Should I paint over it or leave the bloody teeth? I'm inclined to leaving the bloody teeth. I think next time I do a painting stream, I might need to switch back to autofocus. But problem is then it just doesn't focus right. But, all right, let's... All right, this is kind of easy. Let's do around his wrist. And one thing to take away from my painting isn't, oh my gosh, this guy is so good, because I'm not, let's be honest. But I hope it does at least inspire you to say, you know what? Maybe I don't suck as bad as that guy. And I will totally accept that argument. But figure out what works for you. What level of detail you're comfortable with. And just put some paint on your models. Gonna paint Not bad at all. Let's do the vulture. All right. I'm definitely gonna have to do a little cleanup. So if you are wondering, welcome, John. Yeah, this one I'm kind of mixed on. The body is way chunkier than the original vulture. But and then the arms seem kind of chunky as well, and then the legs just seem a little off. But overall, it is a really nice model. I did a Smoke Jaguar one for myself. This is my buddy's Beta Galaxy, and so hence the boring brown and gray. But yeah, it's it is also one of those that's kind of a must-have for me in my collection. Basically the original Clan Heavies and the Clan Assaults. Just my favorites in general. I got the I think it was the Clan Assault mechs for Christmas 91, maybe 90. I don't know. It was many years ago, and I do not know where those are. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Compared to the new ones, it looks too skinny. This one, I kind of think they overcorrected a little bit, but it's a mild complaint at best. Overall, I really liked it. Let's see here. Too thick and not very straight. Oh well. I think I can salvage it. Yeah, consistency of scale, to be honest with you, in my opinion, from Ironwind Metals isn't very isn't really a strong point either. I mean, I know they're using a lot of the old sculpts, but even when they do new stuff, like I was doing a little bit of research on camo specs and just looking at some of those metal sculpts is just rough. But I just, I just like big stompy robots. So, I'm pretty forgiving overall. And, I never had to have an accurate mech to what I was playing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked having the miniatures, but I was also, some of those days, my original Thunderbolt was like, less massive than a Jenner. But I liked at least having miniatures over using dice or other tokens. But that's fine. I feel like I need to do some cleanup on the gray. I have just been struggling to get these guys to the table, just because I'm just uninspired. It's Beta Galaxy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more Beta Galaxy out of like the 30 I've already done. So, no, you don't need a 12-step program. You just need more cowbell or big stumpy robots in this case. It's okay. You're in a friendly place. We don't mind. So, and I don't know if you were here when I said it, but basically I'm just blood striping these. I don't know if that's the accurate term, but it's what I'm calling it. Just trying to break up the monotony a little bit with some more monotony. It's a very safe approach. I highly encourage this. In fact, many others here would probably do the same. Like, I literally started a text message group for some of my friends because some of them don't do social media anymore. Just so that way we could all talk big stompy robots. One of them did the Kerensky bundle on the Kickstarter. So he has big stompy robots coming out of his ears, which from my understanding, his 7-year-old basically took over him. You can never have too many tanks except Nick. I don't disagree. Although I'll admit, I don't necessarily need duplicates. I have some duplicates, you know. Like I have like 3 or 4 Mad Cats. No, I have 5. I have 5. I can do an entire star of Mad Cats. And they're all going to be in different paint jobs. But that's for my stuff. This is for a friend of mine. And apparently I have been slacking for a year. So I finally have made myself just say, you know what? Sit down, shut up, and paint. So, whatever works. So, answer me this, John. Clan or Inner Sphere? There is no wrong answer. And yeah, you know, lances, stars of the same mech, that's cool. My thing is I don't buy duplicate packages. So like I got Mad Cat out of Clan Invasion. I got one out of the Legendary Mech Warriors. I got one out of Wolf's Dragoons. And then I think I got a couple out of salvage packs. I think it might be in one of the regular packs as well. So it was just, you know, it was just a confluence of events leading to 5 Mad Cats as opposed to any like specific action on my part to get 5 Mad Cats. Oh, wow. 1987. You started before me. I came to the game by way of Robotech. It was 1990. But yeah, hey, technological edge doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win. If I can ever get over whatever the crap is in my throat and chest, I will finally record the battle report that I did with my buddy that I'm painting these for. We did 5,000 battle value. He brought in a Warhawk versus a Catapult, a Marauder, Griffin, and a Centurion. Baseline 30-25, not even like Inner Sphere with some Star League upgrades. Let's just say the Inner Sphere did better than I was expecting. But yes, Robotech was absolutely awesome. And then in 8th grade, I had been bringing the books for the Robotech role-playing game to school because I had gotten them for my birthday. And a friend said, "Oh, if you like Robotech, you should check out Battletech." And I said, "What?" And that was my first introduction to it. And then it wasn't until the next year in high school that another friend that I had made that year actually introduced me, and I started playing the game and went from there. So yeah, you're totally right. They are super overpowered, but I got one that has you beat. Keep in mind, I was new. I had no idea what I was getting in for. Okay, brand new player, and didn't know what's the Inner Sphere, what's the clans. I have no idea. But this new friend of mine, "Oh, well, since you're just starting, you have to play with Inner Sphere stuff." Okay, sure. But I'm going to play with clan stuff because, I'm more experienced. And so you have to earn your way into playing with clan. I'm like, okay, sure. And we played straight tonnage. Battle value didn't exist. And I just got trashed. He's like, "Oh, well, it's been 5 games, so now you can play with Star League tech." Okay, sure. So played more games. The fact that I still enjoyed this game, because all he ever did was thrash me, because all I ever had was crap versus his stuff. Needless to say, I haven't been friends with him for over 20 years, but it's super hot great. We'll just leave it at that. Oh, I should probably take my pill that I had my wife get me an hour ago. Anyways. But yeah. So needless to say, the clans were ridiculous and overpowered. And I really want to get in. So my friend and I are going to be playing more often. Hopefully, get some regular battle reports out. Not necessarily that battle reports are what I want the channel to be. I just think they'll be a fun add-on. So I'm also trying to figure out where to fit them into the schedule. But the I want to play with a lot of the newer technology. You know, medium range missiles or rotary autocannons. I mean, just some of the stuff that like came out, Clan War or FedCom Civil War or Jihad, whatever. Just the advanced technology that wasn't there in the early days. Just be able to try it out, have some fun with it. And yeah, honestly, I still get whacked all the time. Wait for the battle report. But for me, it's not about did I win or how do I win next time. It honestly is about hanging out with friends, playing the game. I like to win, don't get me wrong. But like the joke in our family is that dad doesn't have mom doesn't have to win, dad just has to lose. I don't know how that one started. Not very fair if you ask me, but it is what it is. But and yeah, I am way more aggressive than I should be. It's like I'd rather just play with assault mechs. Just okay, it's going to take me a couple rounds to get there, but I am just going to get in there and just start wailing away. Dodging and jumping around. Like that was actually one thing in the game in the battle report. I had this Griffin that was literally hopping around the board every single turn. Which worked great, by the way. But for the most part, it was, get stuff, get it in range, and just start shooting. But it was also very interesting because it was 4 mechs versus 1. Because it was still 5,000 battle value. My buddy's the one that put the units together, so I mean he couldn't complain about that. But I mean, he didn't complain anyways. It was seriously just a fun game. Yeah, so I highly recommend. Sure. That's the catch. I mean, the more you play, the more you'll start doing little things like that. My problem is, I work a weird shift and I sleep like a disaster. And then I'm also old, you know. You know, the crazy late night games and you know, all weekend kind of things, you know, I don't necessarily have the time for it, or sometimes the energy, or sometimes you get, you know, cold and it decides to hang around for a week. So, but, you know, at least you've got your brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is coming down this week. Stay with us over Christmas. So, might put some Battletech on the table. Might do something else. But hopefully we can do something. Have I ever tried Gaslands? Have I tried it? No. Have I done a couple of things for it on the channel? Yes. Number one, because of other reasons, you know, you end up in a toy store and, you know, you'll pick up Hot Wheels. And then when you find the accessory kits that they make, I'm like, okay, I've got to try that. You know, it was like a little $15 kit, and blam, all sorts of just bits and pieces to make a Gaslands car. Of course, my favorite was when I found the monster truck on clearance. And yeah, this one I went with a Warhammer kind of theme to it, and I think it works. But another friend of mine, he really likes Gaslands, partly because his wife will play with him. So at some point, again, if this plague ever goes away, I might try to get him and his wife over, and then, you know, have the four of us play some Gaslands, because my wife, who is wonderful and amazing, nice. But my wife, who is wonderful and amazing, but is also pretty feminine and not necessarily into these types of activities, can actually be convinced to play sometimes. You got to get her just right, though.
Just the right amount of caffeine, sugar, and patience.
Yes, caffeine, sugar, and patience, combined with, you know, a theme or something that she's gonna find fun. Like if I took one of my Gaslands cars, so I've got like a half dozen of them, including the monster truck, and still a lot of bits, by the way. I painted one of them up with like a My Little Pony theme to it. So, needless to say, she could be convinced, but all depends. And then, like I said, she's got to be in the mood. That's fair. Yeah, and especially with the fact that, let's be honest, Matchbox and Hot Wheels are about $1 a piece. $1.25, whatever it is nowadays. Roughly $1. Close enough. So they're not cheap. So if you've got plenty of bits left over sitting around, it's not expensive to it's not expensive to get into. So I really do like that. Which now also kind of makes me curious. So because I know my brother-in-law and sister-in-law aren't watching, and technically it's for their kids anyway, so I'm not their kids aren't watching my YouTube streams. We were at the hey, you know what? That's fine. Everybody's got their level of comfort, and that's just fine. But my anyways, we were at the Mattel store, because I've gotten mildly obsessed with Masters of the Universe at 46 years old. Go figure. Anyways, we were in California last week, and we went to the Mattel store, and they were doing like their annual tent sale in the parking lot, and we found a Hot Wheels Mario Kart track set, like the biggest one that they make, for like $30. We're like, who cares? So we got it, and we're giving it to the niece and nephews, with some other stuff, but we got it as just a combined gift because why not? my brother-in-law is also a huge Mario or Nintendo fan, I should say. So usually getting Mario stuff for them is pretty safe. But we've then also got, like, it came with Mario and Yoshi in their carts, but they've got a daughter, so we found Princess Peach. And then we figured, okay, maybe one for mom and dad. So we've got Luigi and Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong is the other one.
Yes.
Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, maybe getting the Mario Karts, or maybe getting some Mario Kart cars and then converting those to Gaslands. And that would be hilarious. Which maybe I'm just overthinking it, and maybe just should use the rules for Gaslands to actually play a game of Mario Kart. I don't know. I think that could be hilarious. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. One of the two. But regardless, Christmas morning, we're going to have small children
Smaller.
Smaller children. Because our children are not small no more. And Hot Wheels. And we're pretty excited. Oh, and I'm not talking about playing tabletop Mario Kart with the niece and nephews. I'm talking for us grown-ups. So I get some actual Mario Kart action going on. Which I think could be cool. But I also get delusions of grandeur. I think I'm going to leave that as is. There's definitely a lot of cleanup and touch-ups that I'm going to have to do on these. My youngest is 17. My oldest is only a matter of time before calling us and saying, hey, guess what, Grandpa? And that'll be a new term. We are getting excited, though. No, I'm going to come back to that guy. Because I'm dumb. Is this the Kingfisher? Or is this the Kingfisher? One for this guy. 2 for the other one. Because I don't remember. I need to do a lot of cleanup on that one before I do the blood striping, though. Okay, got it. That's the problem. I have not memorized all the Battletech mechs. I never have. Like, the Iconics, and that's about it. I'll be honest, I am not sure if it's an assault. Oh, it is. Now I'm getting confused. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got confused. Okay. Yeah, I thought you said this was the Kingfisher. Then you said it was an assault mech. Then I was going to go back to saying, yeah, they still have a problem with scaling because I thought this was it. But no, you're right. That's the Kingfisher. And yes, it is a beast. And it is not. Oh, no, it is an Omnimech. Early Clan Assault Omnimech. Production year 2887. So I have managed to get all of the tech readouts. Tech readouts are literally some of my favorite books ever. Apparently, I even have the ultra rare 3085. And you know, so that was fun to find out. But yeah, I like, it was freshman year in high school, and our teacher was just encouraging reading, and I would bring I have project. Oh, okay. So I don't know how new you are to my channel, John. If you are new, welcome. But I did reviews of all the who's it's all the mech packs from the Kickstarter. And oh my gosh, going back and looking at all, like, because I went back and I looked at all the art over time. Like, so here were the first appearance of the mech in the art versus here's the Ill Clan rendition of the mech in art. And oh my gosh, I hated all the Project Phoenix ones. There were like a couple that I could tolerate, but for the most part, oh my gosh, just anything. Like, I know why, but it's just like, compared to the original art or even the current renditions, the Project Phoenix, like the art wasn't bad, but just trying to say that, oh, this design is a Battle Master, or this design is, which actually I think the Battle Master is one of the best of the option, or the Project Phoenix. But like the Marauder, oh, the Marauder is such gross. Like, it would be fine if it was just called something else. But you're trying to shoehorn it into that iconic slot. And it was just like, it just didn't say, yeah, this is the mech that I'm claiming to be. Oof. And I understand why they had to do it. It was absolutely a business decision. So I don't blame them, but man, it was rough. So yeah, you won't hear a lot of love of the Phoenix mechs from me. All right. Frustrated on this guy because I'm just frustrated on where to put these blood stripes, which, no matter what, I think I should put the mech in frame. All right, so since you're an old school player, and you said 3067 was your last TRO that you bought, what are your thoughts on the Dark Age and or the Jihad? The Warhammer wasn't good. It wasn't very... let me rephrase that. The Warhammer wasn't horrible. Really wasn't very good either. The Marauder is like someone in the art department needed to get a good stern talking to. And I'm not even an artist. I realize I don't have the technical skill. That thing was just a bad call all around. Did not like it. All right. Oh, I'm going to try something. If I don't like it, I can paint over it. I'm going to have to come up and touch it up anyways. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, to me, like any game, like the key is going to be the story. What's the story that you're telling? And that's what's always kept me interested in Battletech is, you know, what's the next part of the story? What's the next chapter? And so I try to keep up. Now, in yon olden times, I liked it much better because it was just forward. The only direction they went is forward. So you didn't have a problem of needing to know when something happened because you just like the story always went forward. So I think I like that. It definitely needs some cleanup, but instead of following the seam, I went in between. You know, also kind of gives it an angry eye kind of look. I think I like that. That came out better than I was expecting.
Because you like it when I get angry eye at you.
My wife is now threatening to give me angry eyes. But yeah, the fact that it was constantly moving forward, but then when they stopped and then they jumped forward into Dark Age, and then they backtracked into Jihad, and then blah blah blah, and it was just yeah, it was a mess. Yes, the bases absolutely will be finished. I'm not going to leave them messy like that. But because these are technically a commission, he actually wants them based. Me personally, all I ever do is I just paint them black, just plain black, and then like whatever the contrasting color on the mech was, I'll paint the front hex side that color. just to designate, specifically where forward is. But he actually wants base, and so I have ultra fine train sand and some really old flock, which I actually think works great for like bushes and stuff at this scale, just because like trying to put a tree or something, it's just going to look out of scale because of how big the mechs are supposed to be. So anyways, but it has been about 2 hours and my voice is starting to go, so I'm actually going to stop here. But thank you so much for keeping me company while I got this done, and at least this way my friend can't yell at me. He will anyways. But yeah, no, cut up chunks of sprue for battlefield rubble is a great idea as well. I just it, to me, like when you start getting down and down and down into those smaller scales, you lose a lot of the detail that you'd be able to see. So sand with a tiny bit of flock actually worked out great. He really liked them on the first batch I did, so that's what I'm going to do with these. Anyways, yeah, that is that. Let's see. So for this week, it is the week leading up to Christmas. I do hope if you celebrate Christmas that you have a very Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, which I realize just started as well, if that's your thing, or if it's something else, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, absolutely drop by again. Thank you for coming, and I will do something else later on this week, but thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.